This is Josh Wright after Hampton and Richmond 3, Ebbsfleet 2. What's your take on that performance, Josh?
Listen, Chaz, you can't concede 3 goals. It's as simple as that. The difference of our first 3 games to our last 3 games is not conceding the first goal. So obviously going 1-0 down, 2-0 down, whatever it might be, and then keeping clean sheets. That's the difference. That's the foundations you have to build off to be a successful side. And the first 3 games, we conceded 0, and we got the goals that we needed, and that's what happens. And all week has been geared and built towards a fast start. We've even spun them on what's a little bit of a slope, and there was a breeze today, a wind, which I think we could all see. And we had a plan. We had a plan how we wanted to start this game, and that didn't quite happen. That didn't quite come off in terms of the way we actually played. But then, obviously, it certainly didn't come off with the goals that we conceded. And they're 2 really poor goals. 2 really poor goals. In fact, all 3 goals are shocking goals. And most goals are that you concede. You very rarely get undone by a bit of brilliance. And the most frustrating thing for me today is that the goals we conceded, because everything was planned and a vision to get to a certain point of the game without conceding. And if we could have added a goal in that period, even better. If not, it was a bare minimum 0-0 that we wanted after a certain amount of minutes, which is in-house with us. But I'm frustrated, Chaz, because we got ourselves back into the game once we went 2-0 down. And it shows character. It shows character and it shows belief, but it can't keep happening. It can't happen that it takes 1 and 2 to go down before we start playing, because teams, like I keep saying, want to get 1-0 up and then they want to camp in and they want to sit behind the ball and they want to frustrate you and they want to make it tough for you. We're good enough to break them down. I've just had their manager say to me, bloody hell, you're a good side. You're a really good side. But good sides don't concede 3 goals. Simple as that. Good sides don't concede 3 goals. It's all good and well us being good on the ball and asking loads of questions and potentially obviously went 2 up and then went 2 all, and then could have probably gone and won the game. But we haven't, and we've ended up losing the game. And I don't know if it's an equaliser at the end. I'm told it should have stood. But regardless, conceding 3 goals is nowhere near good enough.
It was a big hole that you got into after 18 minutes when you went 2-0 down. But they did show character. They did come back into the game, and in the second half probably shaded the game and deserved something from it. But as you say, the final analysis, they conceded that 3rd goal. And then from the terraces, it looked like a good equaliser, but the referee chalked it off.
Yeah, I'm told on that, the equaliser, I'm told the referee said it was intentional handball, which it's never been. So what I'm told, the boys, from what I could listen to as I first walked in, are going mad about it. But listen, that happens. We not seem to be getting much with the referees at the moment. We've got a little bit of fortune with our 2nd goal today, but it boils down to conceding the 1st goal. It boils down to conceding 2 and 3 goals. You cannot do that. That is why we went 3 for 3 in the first 3 games, and that is why we've only drawn 1 out of the last 3, because we conceded that 1st goal and we conceded too many goals. And good sides are built on keeping clean sheets and keeping the score down. I've said it all the time: 0s and 1s maximum. But the longer you go 0-0 against these sides that obviously want to dig in and make it tough for you, the better better chance you're going to have of grinding them down and winning the game. And you cannot concede 3 goals, and that's the most frustrating part today. Really, really disappointing after I was trying not to lean on it. What was a really good start in the first 3 games, a really good start. A win today, I would have called it a start. After 6 games, it would have been a fantastic start with a win today. A really, really good start. It's not. It's now made it just an okay start, because we picked up the points on the board in those first games, being on 10. But we should have more. The position we put ourselves in, we should have been better. But there's another game Tuesday, and there's another big one Saturday. So we have to look ahead to Tuesday now. We have to look at why we've conceded those goals, look at where and what we could have done better. Get that right, put that right, because we know we're going to score goals. We know we're going to ask questions going the other way. But we need to shore ourselves up again and make sure that we stop conceding goals and stop conceding early goals, and then capitalise at the other end.
Can you put your finger on what's changed in these last 3 games?
Mindset and mentality. Told the boys everything. The only thing that's going to beat this group this year, in my opinion, is their own mindsets and mentality. It's as simple as that, because they've got the quality, they've got the fitness, they've got the strength, they've got everything they need. They're a fantastic group. The only thing is just coming off it a little bit. We came off it a little bit at Slough. We recovered. The way I describe it to the boys is, you go out on a night out, you get drunk, you fall over coming out of the club. We tripped up at Slough. We then sobered up. We then had a little hangover. We went into the Sunday, went into the Monday a little bit groggy and tired, but we slowly but surely recovered ourselves and shored ourselves up. We then got fresh. We were then fresh coming into this, but we haven't quite recovered right. But it's in the mind. It's the mentality side of things. And credit to them. At the same time, they asked us questions and they got their answers obviously from it, in terms of how they got their goals. Poor goals from our part, but they'll look at them as decent goals. But for me, it's a mindset and mentality, that want and that will. to beat your opponent, to be better than your opponent, to run harder than the opposition, to defend for your lives. It has to mean everything. It has to mean everything. It's all good and well when you go 1 and 2 down. It has to mean everything at 0-0. Because if we get ahead, then more times than not we won't get caught. We won't get undone in terms of once we get ahead. So for me, to answer your question, it's a mindset and mentality, and that's for me and our group to work on, my staff. And that's exactly what we've been doing this week. It didn't happen today, but that's now what we need to build on from tomorrow, Monday, going into Tuesday night's big game.
Well, good luck on Tuesday, and maybe it'll be a better outcome.
Cheers, Jazz.
Thanks, George.